Shalom. Welcome back. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, praises, and honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to you, Akim, pushing this word, sincerity, and in truth. Back with another lesson. And today, it's going to be a comment that was left on, I had put up a classic video, an older video of the apostles. Classic part 6, Two Proud Bible Thumpers Humbled, right? And someone put a comment underneath it. I'm going to read the comment and just go into it just for edification's sake. It's from Lloyd Coley. It says, Apostle Timothy's father was Greek, right? I think he might think that this is the actual apostle's channel. It is not. It says, Apostle Timothy's father was Greek and mother a Jew. To be mother a Jew, to be an Israelite, would you have to be from the seed of your father, a Jew? Question mark. So this person must have read that and don't have the understanding, all right? Because when you read the Bible and you get to the New Testament and talk about Gentiles, they talk about Greeks, they talk about Romans, they talk about, the Ephesus and the city of Corinth, these different places, you don't understand what went on and what happened to these places and what was going on currently. You had Israelites who was scattered, who was living in these places, who took on the customs of these places which they were living. And I'm going to get some examples out of that, out of the Apocrypha in the book of Maccabees, right? That's a big reason why the Apocrypha was taken out, because it gives you the history of what happened before the Messiah had arrived on the scene, right? And then he goes on to say, Numbers 1:18, which we go into oftenly. And he says, does this contradict that all nations can be saved? KJV, 1 Timothy 2:1. And I get that real quick. And all nations can't be saved. Only Israelites can be saved. So the first scripture I'm going to get dealing with that Greek, that Greek is fashion, is going to be actually, I don't want to get there yet. I'm going to get First Maccabees. I'm going to go right to the point. There's many scriptures to go into this and cut this, but I'm going to just go to the point. First Maccabees 1:41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, right? And even one should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king, right? Watch this, verse 43. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. So you had Israelites out there who said, forget the customs, the language, the ways of the Israelites. I'm going to now do whatever King Antiochus at the time, who's in power, is doing, right? Whatever the Greeks are saying, whatever the Romans are saying, I'm going to just do that. That's what you see right now in America, right? You see a bunch of Americanized Israelites, or if they're in Britain, UK Israelites, and wherever they're at, they're following the ways of the land that they're in. They're not following the ancient customs of who they really are. All right. When you go into the prophecy of Israelites being scattered to the four corners of the earth, they were going to forget themselves. They're going to forget who they are. Okay. That's why you read about this in Timothy, referring to Timothy's father as being a Greek. But you're absolutely right. If he was a true Greek or a true Roman, meaning Edomite, of course he wouldn't be an Israelite. But that's just someone that was calling himself a Greek, right? So let's keep going. It says, yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah that they should follow the strange laws of the land, right? I even had a damn aunt. My aunt said, hey, you got to follow the laws of the land. Because one day I was going into the laws and things that was spoken about in the Old Testament. And she hit me with that. Hey, you got to follow the laws of the land. Right? Our people are simple as hell. They was simple back then. Now let's go from there to Second Maccabees. You can read more up to get the story. That's why it's good to go read through this to get the story. But I'm just going right to the point. This is 2 Maccabees 4:9. Beside this, right? he promised to assign 150 more if he might have license to set him up a place for exercise. All right. And I believe this is going to Jason, the high priest, when you get down to the 13th verse in this chapter on what he did. Man. But anyway, let me get the point. Beside this, he promised to assign 150 more. He might have license to set him up a place of exercise, because that's where gyms came from that Greek Roman culture, and for the training up of youth in the fashion of the heathen, and to write them of Jerusalem by the name of Antiochians, when the king had granted, and he had gotten into his hand the rule of forthwith, brought his own nation. Whose nation? The Israelites, right? Meaning this is dealing with Jason, who was it goes down here. He was an ungodly wretch and no high priest. He brought his people onto what? The Greekist fashion. That's when and this is pre the book of Timothy. When you get to Timothy, that's why his father is referring to himself as a Greek. You see that? And then you had some of our people that were staunch, kept their laws, kept their traditions, right? And knew who they were and kept who they were. So that's what that means, and that's the answer to your question, right? And just another example is in the book of Acts 21 and 37. It says, and as Paul was led into the castle, he said unto the chief captain, may I speak unto thee? Who said, canst thou speak Greek? You see that? So he was shocked that Paul could speak Greek. It says, art not thou that Egyptian, which before these days made us an uproar and led us out into the wilderness, 4,000 men that were murderers? But Paul said, I am a man which am a Jew of Tarshish, a city of Cilicia, a citizen of no mean city, right? A large city, and I beseech thee, suffer me to speak unto the people. So he could speak Greek. At one point, Paul referred to himself as a Roman because he had citizenship. So, it's very complex. Well, not really complex, but you have to understand the history. When you read, you can't be simple just taking a lot of things for face value in the scriptures. Things go deeper. And unless you have read and studied, you could easily get thrown off, man. You should easily not get the understanding. Okay? But from there, let's grab 1 Timothy 2, 1 through 6. It says, I exhort, therefore, the first of all, supplication, prayers, and intercessions, and giving of thanks be made of all men, for kings, and for all that are in authority, that we may lead a quiet and peaceful life in all godliness and honesty. For this is a good and acceptable in the sight of the Most High, or the power of our Savior, dealing with Yahushua, who will have all men to be saved, right, and to come unto the knowledge of the truth. This is dealing with Israelites. Verse 5, for there is one power and one mediator between the Most High and man, the man Yahushua Mashiach, who gave himself a ransom for all, to be testified in due time. So I don't get why you brought this scripture out. All people can't be saved, man. Right? People get real simple when they read these scriptures, man. These scriptures were addressed to a certain people. Go back and read Romans the 9th chapter. Right? This subject have been covered a lot, man. Who the Lord is dealing with, who the Lord came for, who he died on the cross for, who can receive salvation, is dealing with only the Israelites. All right? But that's a full lesson for another day. But hopefully you get the understanding about why Timothy's father was considered a Greek, and he was still what? An Israelite. His father was just under the vibration of Greek culture, probably dressed, spoke, and lived that life. You see? It's that simple. But with that, I want to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom the next time.